I'm a bad person for doing that. People will never understand. I would never do that. You'll regret it. Have you heard these words before, from others or from yourself? For many, this judgment can hit really hard after an abortion, and I would like to tell you that these voices don't define you. Judgment can be really overwhelming, but you are not alone in this. From my work with people after abortion, I found that the judgment, both external and internal, is a very common experience. So today we are going to explore some practical ways to ease that burden. So first, why do others judge us? External judgment often comes from the belief, fears, or ignorance of others. If a person gives you a critical or judgmental comment, it might have nothing to do with your reality, but reflect their own views, discomfort, misconceptions, misunderstanding. For example, if someone says, I could never make this decision, they may be projecting their fears or trying to assert their values. So instead of internalizing their words, try reframing the situation and ask yourself, does the opinion reflect my truth, or is it simply their perspective on the world? This can help you to see what is yours and what is theirs. Now let's have a look at why we judge ourselves. Self-judgment often hides deeper needs and emotions. It's not just about the surface level thoughts like, I should have done something differently. Instead, it can be a signal of unmet needs. For example, it may be the need for acceptance. You might judge yourself because you fear others won't accept your decision. Or it may be the need for reassurance. You want confirmation that you did the right thing. There may be also a need for a sense of safety. Sometimes we start being hard on ourselves in order to protect ourselves from criticism from others. So we start anticipating it and start being hard on ourselves first. And it also can be the need for belonging. If your culture discourages abortion, you may fear being disconnected from your community, and you may start judging yourself because of it. And there can also be many other aspects of self-judgment. So now let's explore this practically. How can we identify hidden needs behind judgment? When a self-critical thought pops up, pause and ask yourself, what need is driving the thought? Where does it come from? For example, if you think, I should have been stronger, the hidden need might be the validation that you handled this situation, this difficult situation, with courage. In this case, you can reframe the thought. Ask yourself, is there a kinder way to meet this need? Is there a kinder way to talk to myself? For example, I made the best choice I could with the circumstances I faced. That took strength. And now let's talk about actionable ways to address judgment, both from yourself and from others. So first, set boundaries with other people, with external judgment. Boundaries are essential for protecting your peace and your emotional energy. If someone says, how could you do that? Or if someone makes hurtful comments, you could respond, this was my personal decision. I'm not going to discuss it. And second, acknowledge the role of your culture and your background. Reflect on your values and ask yourself, what do I believe about this decision, independently of my upbringing or cultural norms? See how you can honor your background, if you'd like to, of course, while also making space for your personal decisions. For example, you might say, I respect my family values, but I also have the right to make choices that align with my own life. And what about self-judgment? First, explore it with curiosity. When a self-critical thought arises, pause and ask, what am I feeling right now? What do I need? For example, if you are thinking, what if I made a mistake? You might actually need reassurance. You may want to write down or say it out loud, this wasn't a mistake, it was a thoughtful decision based on my circumstances. Then you may practice reframes. They help shift negative self-talk into something more constructive. For example, if you say, I'm a bad person for doing this. A constructive reframe could be, I'm a person who made this tough decision for my future. Write down a few reframes and keep them handy on your phone, in your journal, on your sticky note. Another method is to use rituals to let go. I love rituals, and they are wonderful tools to help process judgment and create closure. Write down your self-judgments or external criticism. Then tear or burn the paper to symbolize release. You can also carry a small object like a stone or several stones and imagine how they absorb all the negativity or some negative comments you get. And when you feel ready, throw them into the river or down from the hill or leave it in any meaningful spot. It can also help to find someone safe to share. So consider talking to someone who would judge you. You can join a support group with people with similar experiences. Speak to a counselor, a therapist, or a coach trained in reproductive grief if that's available for you. Another helpful method is to practice self-compassion. So when judgment feels overwhelming, pause and ground yourself. There are many grounding techniques, and I will give you a few examples of some very quick ones. So first, the one that I call the self-compassion break. You may want to place a hand on your chest or your heart and say, "This is a moment of struggle. It's a part of being human. I will be kind to myself at this moment." Another very simple method is breathing with long exhale. So inhale normally and exhale as long as you can. And repeat it as long as you can and you will start feeling calmer. And in the end, it's very important to create a new narrative about yourself. Think a phrase that resonates with you like, "This decision doesn't define me. This is a part of my story and I'm still worthy, I'm still whole." The most important thing, judgment, external or internal, doesn't reflect your worth. It's a signal of deeper needs like belonging, safety, connection. And if you put healthy boundaries and address your needs with kindness, you can begin to release that heavy weight slowly and move forward with more understanding and compassion. Thank you for watching. Be well.